addition.
Good. So these are the basic operations, right? So, yeah. So basic operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And all these operations we require in different numerical classifications, right? So first thing that we are talking about are the fractional numbers. Right, so we will be talking about the basic operation in fractional numbers. And precisely, we will be talking about like fractions and unlike fractions. So what are like fractions? Do you guys what were those like fractions?
When they have same denominator.
Yes, absolutely correct. Right. So they have same denominator. So all the basic operations are defined in like fractions, right? Whatever calculation you do, so those are defined for like fractions. So denominator, and they have different denominators, right? So what are the basic operations? So the first one is addition in fractions. So let's say if we have two numbers which are 2 by 3 and then 4 by 5. So are they like fraction or unlike fractions? What are they?
Unlike.
They are unlike.
They are unlike fractions, right?
Unlike.
So we cannot simply add them, right? We cannot add them simply. So first we have to make them like fractions, right? And how do we do that? So do you guys remember how do we do that?
LCM of denominator.
Good. So first we take the LCM of the denominator. So we have 3 by 3 and 5. And the LCM of this thing would be how? So this is 5, so this is the method that you guys remember, right? And you guys are doing mathematics in your 10th standard, right? So how many chapters you guys have completed in your 10th portion?
We're on the fifth one
So
in my school.
In your school and in this
we have completed
two chapters.
Yes, sir.
So in Learnivio, you guys have completed how many chapters? Two chapters, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Third,
So
today we have started.
yeah, today you guys have started the third chapter.
Yes.
Yeah. So the third chapter was linear equation in two periods, right? And you guys have studied.
No, it's
No,
real
sir.
number.
Actually,
Oh, so you
my
guys.
first chapter was real numbers, second chapter was probability, and third chapter today it has started, which is polynomial.
Oh, so this is so random, right? Random. Because first chapter is real number, then you have polynomials and then linear equation. So in Learnivio, they have started real numbers and then probability and then polynomials.
For me, they started polynomials, then linear equations, and from next class we're gonna do real numbers and Learnivio.
Okay, good. So yeah, the polynomials are the most important chapters in the 10th standard, right? So most of the chapters
Yes.
will be related to this polynomial chapter. So you guys pay attention to this polynomial chapter very carefully, right? So in every, let's say, linear equation in two variables, quadratic equation, coordinate geometry, and all those, in all those things, so you will require this polynomial chapter, right? So in all those chapters, this polynomial part will be there. So you guys have not studied this real numbers, then I cannot talk about the LCM, right? But you guys already know this method to calculate the LCM. There are other methods in real numbers, right? In real numbers, when you guys will be doing this real numbers chapter. So in this chapter, you guys will learn a particular method, which is prime factorization method to calculate. So this you will require to calculate the LCF and HCF of any two numbers or any three numbers, right? So this method you will learn in this chapter, and this is the most important part of this real number chapter. This is a very small chapter, and it will hardly take two or two to three classes, right? So what we were discussing about is the L. First, we have to take the LCM of the denominator, right? So what is the LCM? This is
15.
3 into 5, right? So 15. Now I want to make all these two numbers like fractions, right? So what I will do in this thing so that I get 15. So what should I do in this denominator so that I get this least common multiple of this 3 and 5? So what should I do in this 2 by 3 number? What should I do?
Multiply both the numerator and denominator by 5.
Absolutely correct. So we have to multiply by 5 and we have to divide it by 5, right? So if we are doing the same operation, then the numbers don't change. So this would be 2 by 3, right? We are multiplying the same thing, dividing the same. So this will become 10 by 50. And this would become how much? So this is 4 by 5. And we have to multiply 3 and divide 3. So this will become 12 by 50, right? So now we can add these two quantities. So these are like fractions. So now we can add these two quantities and it would be how much? So 2 by 3 and 4 by 5. So this would be 2 into how much? 5 and then 3 into 5 plus 4 and then 5, 3 into 3. So this is 10 by 15 and then 12 by 15. So this is 22 by 15. Right? So this would be your answer. So this is how we add different, and these things you guys are already familiar, so we are just recapping those things, right? So these would be
Yes, sir.
useful. So this addition of fraction, this would be very useful when you guys will learn about this light chapter, and in that you will have this reflection and right and refraction. So in the numericals of this reflection and refraction, you guys will come across these fractional numbers, and in there you will require the addition subtraction of these fractions. Right. So these are very important in those numerical portion of this chapter. Similarly, when you will study this electricity and magnetism in the physics portion, so in there you will also require this operation on fractions. Right. So yeah, you guys please do this calculation, right? So let's say you have this question, and please solve this part and tell me what you guys are getting. So let's say you have 3 by 5 plus 2 by 10 plus let's say 7 by 80. So please find the addition of the numbers, these three fractions. Please solve this part and tell me what you guys are getting. Yes, please do this calculation and tell me what you guys are. What did I write? Yeah, 80. Yes, whenever you guys get any answer, please tell me, right? And the rule of this class would be that you guys don't need to hesitate in asking questions. So whenever you guys have any question, please don't hesitate to ask me it out, right? Please don't keep your doubt to yourself. Whatever doubt you have, please tell me, and we'll discuss those doubts. Yeah, so what is the answer that you guys are getting? Yes, are you guys solving this part?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please take your time. Whatever answer you guys are getting, whether it is wrong or incorrect, correct or incorrect, don't bother about that. So whatever answer you guys are getting, just we have Aisha, right? Then Arya, and then. So what are the answer that you guys are getting?
Sir, I got 107 by 90.
107 by 90.
No, no, 90, 90, 90.
Oh, 90. Okay,
Yes.
good. So
I also got the same answer.
Sir, I also got 107 by 90.
good. So everybody is on the same page, right? So everybody got the same answer, which means that you guys are very comfortable with this calculation, right? So good. If everybody is getting the same answer, which means that the answer is correct. So this would be correct. Now we have discussed about the addition in fraction. So let's talk about subtraction, right? Subtraction in fractions. So let's say we have a question because, right, again, the same analogy. So we have to make the like fraction. So let's say we have 24 by 80 plus 3 by, let's say, 6 plus, okay, we are talking about subtraction. So let's do a simple question first and then find out. So what would be this? Remember, firstly, we have to simplify the fraction and then we solve this. Otherwise, it would be very lengthy. So first, we have to simplify and then solve.
Sir, I got 15 by 18.
15 by 18.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I also got 15 by 80.
I got 5 by 6.
Yeah, so Arya got 5 by 6 and
Oh,
Maria.
are we not supposed to simplify it or are we supposed to?
Yeah, so you can simplify it further, right? If it is, it can be simplified further. So we have to write the simplest answer, right? Yes. So yeah, we have to simplify. So all of you guys are correct. And we have to simplify this further, right? So this would be 5 by 6. Good. So yes. Okay. So this concept is very clear to you guys, right? So then let us talk about.
Yes.
So now, because if these things are very clear to you, these calculation are important. So let's. Okay. What happens if I write it in this way? So 3 by 6 plus 4 by minus of 5 and then minus 3 by so what would happen to this minus?
It will go in the numerator.
Yeah, it will go in the numerator and then plus minus would become minus. So and then this would become minus 3 by right. And then you find the answer what happens. So this is the addition and subtraction fraction, right? Now let us understand the multiplication. Multiplication of fractions. So we have, let's say, 44 by 11 into 33 by 26, and then let's say 5 by let's say 20. Right. So then how do we solve this kind of multiplication of fractions? So we multiply all the numerator together, and then we multiply all the denominator together. And then we divide these things. So then we divide this numerator and denominator, right? So this thing would be 3, this is 4, and this is 11. So can we simplify it further? So this cannot be simplified. So this would be 33 by 20, right? So this would be the answer. Now, let me give you a very simple question. So you have 22 by 7 into 4 by 11, and then 28 by 3. So what would be the answer to this question? Please solve this thing and tell me the answer, guys. Answer.
32 by 3, sir.
So 32 by 3,
8.
8. Okay, so Aisha said 32 by 3, and then Arya is 32 by 8. So you guys have a different answer, right? There is a disagreement to the answer. This is what you guys said, right?
No, I said 8.
So you have said
Only
8.
8.
Oh, you are only saying that the answer is 8. Yeah, this is what you are saying, 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a disagreement, right? Mariam, what you are getting?
Sir, 1 minute. I'm
Yes,
still doing.
yes, yes, please take it. So in addition and subtraction, you guys were very fast, and then in multiplication, so your vote will decide, right? Who is correct, whether Aisha or whether Arya is correct. Or if you are getting a different answer, then all of you guys are getting correct. So yes, Mariam, what are you getting? Still calculating.
Sir, I'm not sure. I'm getting decimal.
Decimal, no, no, don't write it in decimal. So fraction is enough. Right? Don't convert it into decimal. As of now, yeah, just write it in fractions. So we're talking about fractions only. Just tell me in fractions.
Wait, no, I changed my answer.
Yes, that you can always do, right? So
I also got 32 by 3.
okay, so now we have an agreement, right? So 32 by 3, both of you guys are agreeing. Mariam, what about you? Are you getting a different answer, or are you getting
Sir, same thing.
good? So everybody is on the same page again. So now after some hiccups, everybody is on the same page, right? So this is 2, and then this is 4, so 32 by 3, right? Good. Okay, so this is about multiplication of fractions, and then we have division of fractions, right? So division of fractions. So let's say if we have something like 32 by 5 by 8 by 7, right? So this is the main division, and this is the bigger division, and these two are the fractional. So how do we divide these two, right? So to write these
Cross multiplication.
cross multiplication we do for equality, right? Whenever we are solving
We
it,
take the reciprocal of the second fraction and multiply.
yes, that is do that one. So we do cross multiplication. I will talk about cross multiplication in a moment. So cross multiplication we do when we have an equation, right? So to solve the equation, whenever we have right hand side, left hand side, and then we have two fractions, then we use the idea of cross. So that part we'll discuss in a moment. But as of now, so let's yeah. So what Mariam who was telling me to take the reciprocal. So this is 32 and divide it by 8 by 7. So we take the reciprocal of this thing and then we multiply. So this is what you were saying, right, Mariam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is what we do in division of fractions, right? So can we simplify that?
28 by 5.
Yeah. So this is 4 and then this is 16. So how much is it? Oh, so this can be simplified further, right? So 2 and 8 and then 2 and 4. So 28 by 5. This would be the answer, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, let me give you a very simple question and then we can. So this operation on fraction would be, right? And this thing you will require in your light reflection and refraction, and then also in this electricity charge. And in mathematics, yeah, so that thing is also required. So let's say you have 42 by 8 by 3 by, let's say, 20. So what is that? So yeah, what you guys are getting.
147 by 2. No,
147,
147 by 4.
147 by 2. Okay, so this is what Mariam is. What about
Sir, I got 147 by 4.
okay, both of you guys are getting 147 by 2. Oh, I should have written this 21. Yes, Arya, what about you?
Yeah, I got the same.
Good, so if everybody is getting the same answer, then okay, which means that you guys have a good command in your basic operation instructions, right? So this would be really helpful. So yeah, it is very good to see that you guys have you guys are comfortable with these calculation rates. Now let us move on. The linear equation in 2, right? So first thing is that what is an equation? What is an equation?
When it has both right hand side and left hand side.
Yeah, it has both a left hand side and right hand side, and there is one very important missing puzzle.
Equal to.
Yeah, so this is an equality sign. So whenever you have some operations in the left hand side and some operations in the right hand side, and they are compared with this equality sign. They are equated, they are related with this equality. So then it is called an equation, right? And then what is a linear equation? So linear equation. Okay, more important, right? So this equation will have two things. One will be variable, right? There are some alphabets related with X, Y, Z, and then the other would be numbers, right? So numbers generally are 1, 2, 3, or they can be A, B, C also, right? So this is how we represent some equation. And then we have this linear equation in one variable, right? So there are three important words, right? One is linear. What is that? Equation we already know, right? And then we have one variable. So how do we represent a linear equation in one variable, right? So let's say we have this is equation 3x plus 4y, not 4y, but 2 and equals to 4x plus 5. So we have this equation, right? This has a left hand side and this has a right hand side. Now, this is an equation, right? Because it has a left hand side, right hand side, some operations are there, and it is related by this equality sign. So this is an equation. This definition is there. Now, why do we call it a linear equation? So you have how many variable in this equation? How many
One
variables?
variable.
One.
So we have only one variable, right? And that is x. So it has a one variable. This equation has a one variable and it is an equation. Now, what is the power on this variable in both the sides? What is the power?
One.
1. So this variable has power 1. Absolutely correct. So you guys are sharp, right? Why do you guys need this? Rich kids. Okay, so the power on variable is 1. And if you guys, yeah, you guys have already completed this polynomial chapter, right? So then you guys are already familiar with that why we are calling it a leap. So whenever you have a variable and the power on the variable, so that should be highest power on the variable, but we are only talking about linear equation, right? So power on variable is 1, then it is called leap, right? So then it is called, and this is an equation, so this is called linear equation, right? So whenever you have a variable and whose power is 1, so that would be called linear equation. And it has only one variable, so this would be called linear equation 1. Right? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, so
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So how do we solve this linear equation in one way? That you guys have done in your ninth. So how do we solve this linear equation? What is the first step?
Bring the variables and the numbers to different sides.
Yes, absolutely correct. So the first thing that we do is we simplify both the sides. Simplify both the side if it can be simplified. So simplify both the sides, and then as you said, as you mentioned that bring or separate variables in one side and numbers in the other side, right? And then you solve this. So these are the processes that are involved in solving a linear equation, right? So how do we solve this thing? So this is 3x plus 2 equals to 4x plus 5. So what would be this thing? So we have to bring this. This cannot be simplified further. So we bring this 4x in the other side and then this 2 in the other side. And remember, whenever we are changing the side, then the sign of thing, whatever we are changing, then sign on that part would be changed, right? So if it is positive plus, then it would be negative. If it is multiplied, then it would be divided, so and so on, right? So 3x minus 4x, how much is that?
Negative 1x.
So
Negative x.
negative x, and this is 3. So in solution part, we don't write this sign on variable. So we take this negative sign the other side, and this x would be minus. Right. So yeah, these things you guys are already familiar, right? So, good. So now let me give you guys a simple question, and then we will try to complicate that question, right? So let's say we have 4x plus 2 plus 3x equals to 2x plus 5x plus 4. Then what would be O? So this is, let me write it as, okay. So what would be x? Please calculate and tell me. Yes, what would be x?
Negative 2.
So x is, yeah, what did you say? Negative?
Negative 2.
So Marian has got good. So you guys can solve this fractional part, operation on fractions. Then you can solve this too. You guys have a strong basic calculation part, right? Your basics are strong, right? Yes.
Sir, x is equals to 2.
Oh, x equals to 2. So you are getting x equals to 2. So there is a disagreement, right? And Arya, what about you? So there are two different answers. So one of you guys are incorrect.
No, sir, it will be minus 2. I by mistakenly took 3x
Good,
as 2x.
good, good. Yeah.
Minus 2.
So everybody is getting it, right. So now let's complicate this question further. So let's say this is 3 by 5x plus 4 by 3 and plus 2 by 3x equals to 3 by 4x plus 5 by 7x plus 5. So now what would be x? And then we will talk about right. Then we will talk about why do we need cross multiplication? When do we need that cross multiplication? Yes. So whenever you guys have gotten an answer, you guys getting young. I have mistakenly given you guys weighted. But yeah, this is all for the calculation. Right?
Sir, sir, I got minus 1540 by 3.
1540 by 3.
Yes.
Good. Sorry about that. I should have this RJ and minus. Yes, you guys get the answer. Yeah, let's try this. Right. So this is 3x by
So I got minus 1540 by 83.
3.
83.
83. Oh. So Aisha, did you get 3 or 83?
I got 3.
3. So
Sir, 1 minute I'm doing.
yes, yes, please. Please solve the puzzle, right? So we have disaggregated here and more mode will decide. So that's not be wrong. Right? But if you get, yeah, if you get a different answer, then you will have. Why you're calculating it? So this is 2x by 3 and One thing is that we can just bring all these numbers, then take the whole LCM and then do the rest of the calculation. So that is also correct. But yeah, so let's separately do the calculation. Right. So this is 5 and 3. So LCM would be how much? That would be 15. So this would be 3x into 5, and then this would be 5 into 3. So this would be 3, and then this is 2x by 3. So LCM is 15, so we have to multiply by 5, 5. And then this is 4 by 3. And this is 3x. LCM of 4 and 7 is 28. So we have to multiply this by 7, and then 7, and then we have to multiply this by 4, and this is 5. So this is 9x by 15, and this is 10x by 50. And this is 4 by 3, and then this is 21x by 28, and 20x by 28, and then 5. So now we can simply add these two things. This is 19x by 15, and then 4 by 3, and then 41x by 28, and then plus 5. So now we can take these things in different sides. Minus 41x by 28, and then 5 minus 4 by 2. So this, what is the LCM of 15 and 28? That is 420, right? So this is 420, and then what we need to multiply. So 19x and 15 into 28. That is why this was a very. And then this is simply 3 and 3. So how much is this thing? So this is 420, right? And then this is 19 into 28. Right? And then this is 38. So this is 2, 3, and then 5. So 532 x minus, right? How much is this thing? So 41 into 50. So 5 ones are 5, 20, and then 41. Oh, why you guys are getting this much? So 1, 8, 6. So 615x, and then this is 15 by 3 minus 4 by 3. So that is 11 by 3. Right. So how much is this? So this is minus 523, and then this is 11 minus 3, that is 8, x divided by 420, and then 11 by 10. So then this thing goes in here. So x is 11 into 420 divided by 3 into 80. Right, so is something cancelled? Nothing is cancelled, right? So this should be 22, 0, and then 44, and 44 plus 2 is 44, divided by 9 and 20. So this should be the answer, guys, right? Okay, why you guys have cancelled? Oh, so this can be cancelled, right?
Sir, but 420 by 3
Yeah,
cancel.
yeah. So yes, so this is 140. Yes, so you guys are absolutely correct. So this is how much? 11 fours are 444. 11 ones are 11, and 4, 5. So 80. Yes, you guys are correct. And Mariam, what did you get? What was your final?
402 by 105.
Oh, 1200 and
No,
5.
402 by 105.
So this is totally opposite, right? So, yeah, Aisha. So this should be 80. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, this is who got disconnected. Okay. So the learning who got disconnected. So this was the basic operations, and yeah, this was the linear equation. So where do we see this cross multiplication, right? So what is this cross multiplication? So I will talk about this thing and then I will stop. But in the next class, right? So in the next class, what I will do is that I will talk about the scientific notations and rounding of the numbers, right? And then I will talk about the mechanics part that you guys have done. So this would be used in your electric charges and so electricity and magnetism. This would be used, right? So in mechanics, what I will talk about is the distance, and then I will talk about speed, and then we have acceleration, and then we have force, and then we have work. So all these physical parameters I will talk about, and I will also talk about this powers and exponents, right? So let's say you have something like 8 to the power 2 by 3 into 5 to the power 2 by 3, something like that. So what are the operations defined in powers and exponents, right? And these would be crucial in different chapters. This thing I will discuss this one and this one and anything. But yeah, just let us quickly discuss about this cross multiplication. So when do we require this cross multiplication method? So if we have an equation, right? If we have an equation which has a left hand side and right hand side. In left hand side we have a fraction, and in the right hand side we have also a fraction. So then we require the idea of this cross multiplication. What is that? What is the example? So let's say we have this 3x plus 4 divided by 2x plus 5. And this is equal to, let's say, 4x, not 4x, but what should I write? 6x plus 3. And then we have 4x plus 5. Right. So we have this question. And in the left hand side, we have a fraction. In the right hand side, we have a fraction. But if we have these kind of questions, right? In this one, you cannot use this cross multiplication. So both sides should be a proper fraction. Then only you can use the idea of cross multiplication, right? So what do you do in this situation? You multiply this one with this one, and you multiply the denominator with the numerator. So what would be the answer? So this would be 3x plus 4 and 4x plus 5, and then this is 6x plus 3 and then 2x plus 5. So now you guys solve this part and tell me what you guys are getting. What is the x that you guys are getting? Please solve this one and then we'll stop, right? So please solve this part and tell me what you guys are getting. And to solve these portion, you require the idea of distributive property, right? That idea and tell me what is the solution of x that you get.
X equals to 1.
Okay, good. So, okay, who got the answer? X equals. Yeah, so x equals to 1.
Yes, sir, 1.
So you quickly did this part, right? Quickly took some time in the fractional part, but yeah.
Sir, your voice is cracking.
Oh,
Yes, sir, I can't hear you.
oh, so my voice has started cracking. How is it now? How is it now? Is it still cracking?
Yes, sir.
So let me just. Uh, okay, how is it now? Is it still cracking?
Yes, sir.
Now this idea is working. Just,
Yes, so I also got x is equal to 1.
okay, so both of you guys are getting the same, which means that this is correct. So your
Sir,
basics
I
are
also got.
okay. So all of you guys got. So your basics are quite correct. Okay, then yeah. So then all these things you will require in your physics portion, right? And mathematics portion as well. But in the next class, I'll be talking about the scientific notation. Why do we need this scientific notation, right? So let's say if I want to define the operation in these numbers, right? So to define the operation in these numbers, this would be problematic, right? So this is not good. So we require this scientific notation to get rid of this messy classifications, right? So we have to change these numbers in scientific notations, and then we can do the calculation, right? That is why we require this scientific. You can see that this is not a good looking. Right? Let's say if we have 0.01000, something like that. So you cannot write this thing every time, right? So that is why we require these scientific notations to calculate different operations. Make our calculation easy, we require that scientific, right? So all these things we'll talk about in the next class, and then I'll also talk about this rounding off, and then powers and